Imagine this: deep down, you know you're capable of more, but something keeps holding you back. It's not that you're unwilling, it's just that invisible force called laziness. But what if I told you that overcoming laziness isn't about discipline alone? It's about transformation, finding the fire that makes you unstoppable. Laziness is the comfort zone we trap ourselves in, where opportunities slip by and regret slowly piles up. But here's the good news: laziness is a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. The cure? A combination of purpose, action, and mindset shift. What if you could wake up each day full of energy, focus, and determination? The cure to laziness is not some secret formula, it's within your reach. You just need to unlock it. Finding your why is about tapping into the deeper purpose behind your actions. When you understand the reason you're doing something, it becomes easier to push through resistance and laziness. Think of it as your internal compass. If you're only doing something because you feel you have to or because someone else expects it of you, the motivation is weak and it's easy to put things off. But when you connect your actions to a meaningful goal or personal value, they gain significance and that energy drives you forward. For example, if you're struggling to study for an exam, remind yourself why this education matters. It could be about securing your future, achieving a long-term dream, or proving to yourself what you're capable of. When the reason is compelling enough, it pulls you through moments of procrastination or fatigue because your mind recognizes that what you're working toward is worthwhile. The trick is to personalize your why. It's not about superficial goals, but ones that speak to your core desires and aspirations. It's easier to get out of bed for something that excites and inspires you rather than just following the motions. Once you find that deep personal motivation, laziness has a much harder time standing in your way. Starting small while dreaming big is a powerful strategy for overcoming laziness because it allows you to break down overwhelming ambitions into manageable tasks. Often, the reason people feel lazy or unmotivated is that their goals seem too massive to tackle all at once. But it's easy to become paralyzed by the sheer size of what you want to accomplish. However, by focusing on small, incremental actions, you make progress less intimidating and more achievable. For example, if your big dream is to run a marathon, the idea of running 26.2 miles might feel impossible at first, especially if you've never run before. But if you start by running just a few minutes a day, those small actions begin to build momentum. Each small step brings you closer to your goal. And as you start to see progress, your confidence grows. This process gradually dismantles the feeling of laziness because you're no longer faced with the daunting task of achieving everything at once. You're simply taking it step by step. The beauty of this approach is that dreaming big keeps you motivated and gives you direction, while starting small prevents you from becoming overwhelmed. It's the combination of these two elements that creates sustainable progress. You're constantly moving forward no matter how small the steps, and as those steps accumulate, you start to realize just how capable you are. Over time, the small actions add up to big results, and the laziness that once held you back fades away as you gain confidence and momentum. Setting specific, achievable goals is crucial for combating laziness because it provides you with clarity and direction. Without clear goals, it's easy to drift through your day without a sense of purpose, which often leads to procrastination. When you don't know exactly what you're working toward, tasks can feel aimless, and that lack of focus feeds into laziness. However, when you set specific goals, you create a roadmap that gives your actions meaning and urgency. For instance, instead of vaguely telling yourself that you need to be more productive or get fit, break these goals down into concrete actions, like complete 3 chapters of a book by the end of the week or go to the gym for 30 minutes 3 times this week. These kinds of specific goals make it easier to measure your progress and give you a clear target to aim for. Achievable goals are within your reach. They push you just enough to make progress without feeling impossible. When you accomplish one of these small, clear objectives, you get a sense of satisfaction that propels you to keep going. Achievable goals are important because they help you build momentum. When goals are too ambitious or vague, they can feel discouraging, but when they're broken down into realistic steps, you're more likely to stay motivated and avoid falling into laziness. Each time you meet a specific goal, it reinforces a sense of progress and achievement. This continuous reinforcement trains your mind to associate hard work with success, making it easier to stay motivated and keep laziness at bay in the future. Embracing imperfection is essential to overcoming laziness because it frees you from the paralyzing need for everything to be perfect before you start. Many people procrastinate or feel lazy because they're waiting for the right moment or the perfect set of conditions before they take action. This mindset often leads to inaction because perfection is an unrealistic standard. If you're constantly striving for flawless execution, it becomes easier to delay tasks, telling yourself that you'll start when everything is just right. But the truth is, there's rarely a perfect moment to begin anything significant. By accepting that imperfection is part of the process, you allow yourself to take action, even if things aren't perfect from the start. Progress, not perfection, is the key to success. For example, if you're working on a project and wait until you have all the information or resources perfectly lined up, you might never begin. Instead, when you accept that the first draft might be messy or that the initial steps could be clumsy, you give yourself permission to start anyway. Over time, you can refine and improve, but taking those imperfect first steps is what gets you moving forward. Perfectionism can often disguise itself as laziness. It's not that you don't want to work, it's that you fear making mistakes or not meeting high expectations. This fear can create a cycle of avoidance. However, once you embrace the idea that imperfections are natural and that you can learn and improve as you go, you break that cycle. Action becomes less daunting because you're not focused on doing things perfectly, you're focused on getting things done. And with each action, however imperfect, you build momentum, and laziness loses its grip on you. Creating a routine is one of the most effective ways to combat laziness because it eliminates the need for constant decision-making and helps establish consistency. When you don't have a routine, every day can feel chaotic, and you might waste time deciding what to do or when to do it. This lack of structure often leads to procrastination, as you may end up putting off tasks simply because you haven't built the habit of tackling them at a specific time. A routine, however, provides a framework that makes it easier to stay on track. For example, if you create a routine where you dedicate the first hour of your morning to exercise or a work project, you remove the question of should I do this now or can it wait until later? This structure reduces the mental energy required to get started because your brain becomes accustomed to following a set pattern. Over time, these habits become automatic and it takes less effort to engage in them. Laziness often stems from the discomfort of starting, but when you have a routine, that initial hurdle is minimized because you're already in the habit of doing the work. Routines also help you balance different areas of your life, preventing overwhelm and burnout. When your tasks are organized and scheduled, you're less likely to feel lost or directionless. Instead of wasting time deciding what to focus on, you can move smoothly from one task to the next, maintaining momentum throughout the day. Additionally, a routine helps you build a sense of accomplishment. Each time you complete a part of your routine, you experience a small victory, which motivates you to continue. By sticking to a consistent routine, you train yourself to be disciplined and productive, and laziness becomes less of an issue. It's not about forcing yourself to work harder, but about working smarter, creating a system that supports your goals and helps you maintain focus and energy without constantly battling the urge to procrastinate. Over time, this structure fosters a sense of control over your time, allowing you to be more proactive and less prone to laziness. Eliminating distractions is crucial for overcoming laziness because it helps create an environment that fosters focus and productivity. In our hyper-connected world, distractions come from various sources: smartphones, social media, emails, and even noisy environments. Each distraction not only breaks your concentration, but also makes it harder to regain focus. When your attention is constantly divided, it becomes easy to fall into the trap of laziness, as the tasks at hand can feel overwhelming amidst the chaos. To combat this, start by identifying the specific distractions that affect you the most. Are you easily sidetracked by notifications on your phone? Does browsing social media consume time you could use for more productive activities? Once you know your biggest distractions, you can take practical steps to minimize or eliminate them. This might mean silencing your phone during work hours, using website blockers to limit access to distracting sites, or even setting specific times for checking emails and messages. Creating a dedicated workspace can also help reduce distractions. Find a spot that's free from interruptions and is designated for focused work. When you associate this space with productivity, it becomes easier to slip into the right mindset when you sit down to work. Additionally, consider establishing boundaries with others during your focused work periods. Communicate your availability to family or roommates so they know when you need uninterrupted time. Moreover, cultivating a focused mindset is just as important as removing distractions. Engage in activities that promote concentration, such as mindfulness or short meditation breaks. These practices can help train your mind to stay present and engaged, making it easier to avoid wandering thoughts and distractions. The more you practice focused work, the easier it becomes to resist the pull of laziness. By creating an environment conducive to focus, you not only make it easier to complete tasks, but also reduce the mental fatigue that often accompanies distractions. This enhanced focus leads to a greater sense of accomplishment, making you less likely to procrastinate or feel lazy. As distractions diminish, you'll find that your productivity increases, and with it, your motivation to tackle even the most daunting tasks. Celebrating progress, no matter how small, is essential for overcoming laziness because it reinforces positive behaviors and boosts motivation. Often, people focus on the end goal and overlook the incremental steps taken to get there. This can lead to feelings of frustration or stagnation, especially when the final objective seems far away. By taking the time to acknowledge and celebrate each milestone, you create a positive feedback loop that encourages continued effort. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, celebrating small victories like completing a chapter or even a few pages can significantly enhance your motivation. Instead of waiting until the entire book is finished to feel a sense of accomplishment, recognize that each step contributes to your overall success. This celebration can be as simple as treating yourself to your favorite coffee, sharing your progress with a friend, or taking a moment to reflect on how far you've come. These small rewards can trigger a rush of positive emotions, reinforcing the habit of working toward your goals. Furthermore, celebrating progress helps shift your mindset from a focus on what's left to be done to an appreciation for what you've already accomplished. This shift is crucial in combating laziness because it can counter feelings of overwhelm or discouragement. When you regularly acknowledge your achievements, no matter how minor, you cultivate a sense of accomplishment that fuels your desire to continue. In addition, sharing your successes with others can create a supportive network that holds you accountable. When you communicate your progress to friends, family, or colleagues, you invite them to celebrate with you, which can amplify your motivation. This sense of community encourages you to keep moving forward, as you don't want to let others down by not following through on your commitments. Moreover, keeping a visual representation of your progress, such as a chart or journal, can serve as a constant reminder of your achievements. It's easy to forget how far you've come, but seeing your progress laid out can provide a boost during moments of laziness. As you fill in boxes or add entries, you reinforce the idea that your efforts matter, and this can motivate you to keep going. By consistently celebrating progress, you create a positive association with taking action. Laziness begins to lose its appeal when you realize the joy and satisfaction that come from completing tasks and moving closer to your goals. Over time, this practice builds resilience and fosters a proactive mindset, making it increasingly difficult for laziness to take hold. Breaking tasks into chunks is a highly effective strategy for overcoming laziness, as it transforms overwhelming projects into manageable pieces. When faced with a large task, it's common to feel daunted or paralyzed by the sheer size of it. This sense of overwhelm often leads to procrastination and laziness as the brain struggles to determine where to start. However, by breaking a task into smaller, more achievable components, you create a clearer path forward that makes it easier to take action. For instance, if your goal is to prepare for a big presentation rather than viewing it as a singular, massive undertaking, you can break it down into smaller tasks, researching your topic, creating an outline, designing your slides, practicing your delivery, and gathering feedback from peers. Each of these steps feels more approachable than the entire presentation itself. By focusing on one chunk at a time, you eliminate the mental barrier that often leads to procrastination. Moreover, completing these smaller tasks provides a sense of accomplishment that fuels motivation. Each time you check a task off your list, you reinforce the habit of taking action, which can help combat feelings of laziness. This practice encourages you to keep going because you see tangible progress. It's easier to maintain momentum when you can clearly visualize the steps you've already completed. Additionally, breaking tasks into smaller chunks allows for better time management. You can allocate specific time blocks for each smaller task, which can help you stay focused and organized. For instance, you might decide to spend 30 minutes researching your topic, followed by another 30 minutes creating your outline. This structure not only makes the work feel less daunting, but also allows you to take regular breaks, reducing mental fatigue and keeping you energized. When tasks are divided into smaller parts, it also becomes easier to adapt and pivot as needed. If you encounter an obstacle while working on one chunk, you can adjust your approach without feeling like you're losing progress on the entire project. This adaptability can help maintain your motivation and prevent feelings of frustration that may lead to laziness. Embracing this strategy encourages a growth mindset. It reinforces the idea that progress is made through consistent, incremental actions rather than massive leaps. This understanding can be empowering as it shows that even the smallest efforts contribute to significant outcomes. Over time, as you consistently break tasks into chunks and celebrate your progress, you'll find that laziness becomes less of an issue, replaced by a proactive and empowered approach to your goals. Surrounding yourself with motivation is a powerful tool for combating laziness because the environment we inhabit greatly influences our mindset and behaviors. When you're in a space filled with inspiration and positivity, it's easier to feel motivated and engaged. Conversely, a negative or uninspiring environment can drain your energy and encourage procrastination. By consciously curating your surroundings, you can create an atmosphere that promotes action rather than inaction. One effective way to surround yourself with motivation is to engage with positive influences, whether they be people, media, or physical environments. Seek out individuals who inspire you, friends, mentors, or even public figures who embody the qualities you aspire to. Having motivated, goal-oriented people in your life creates an uplifting environment that encourages you to push yourself further. Their energy and enthusiasm can be contagious, making it easier to shake off feelings of laziness. In addition to people, consider the media you consume. Books, podcasts, videos, and motivational speeches can all provide a boost of inspiration when you're feeling low on energy. Engaging with content that aligns with your goals can reignite your passion and remind you of the possibilities that lie ahead. For example, listening to a podcast about personal development during your commute can set a positive tone for the day, making you more likely to tackle your tasks with enthusiasm. Your physical environment also plays a significant role in your motivation levels. A cluttered, disorganized workspace can lead to feelings of overwhelm and lethargy, making it harder to focus and take action. Take the time to create a space that inspires you. Declutter your desk, add motivational quotes, or incorporate elements that reflect your personal goals and aspirations. A well-organized, visually appealing workspace can help you feel more in control and ready to tackle challenges. Furthermore, consider surrounding yourself with reminders of your goals. This could involve creating a vision board, setting up alerts on your phone, or keeping a journal where you regularly reflect on your objectives. These reminders serve as constant nudges to keep you focused and motivated, helping you resist the pull of laziness. When you have a visual representation of what you're working towards, it becomes easier to maintain momentum. Participating in communities or groups that align with your interests and goals can provide ongoing motivation. Whether it's a local running club, a professional networking group, or an online community focused on personal development, being part of a supportive network can keep you accountable and inspire you to take action. Sharing your progress and learning from others can reinforce your commitment to your goals and help combat feelings of laziness. By consciously surrounding yourself with motivational influences, you create an environment that supports your ambitions and encourages proactive behavior. As you immerse yourself in positivity and inspiration, laziness becomes increasingly difficult to maintain, and you find yourself more energized and ready to pursue your goals. Staying physically active is a crucial element in overcoming laziness because it significantly impacts your energy levels, mood, and overall productivity. Engaging in regular physical activity releases endorphins, often referred to as feel-good hormones, which can boost your mood and reduce feelings of fatigue. When you feel energized and positive, you're less likely to succumb to feelings of laziness or procrastination. Incorporating movement into your daily routine doesn't have to mean committing to an intense workout regimen at the gym. Even small amounts of physical activity can make a difference. Consider starting your day with a quick walk or stretching session to kickstart your energy. Activities like yoga, dancing, or even household chores can increase your heart rate and help clear your mind. The key is to find activities that you enjoy so that they feel less like a chore and more like a rewarding part of your day. Moreover, regular physical activity can improve your cognitive function. Studies have shown that exercise enhances brain health by increasing blood flow and promoting the growth of new brain cells. As a result, you may find it easier to concentrate and stay focused on tasks, making it less likely for you to fall into the trap of laziness. When you're sharp mentally, you're more equipped to tackle challenges head-on rather than avoiding them. Additionally, exercise can serve as a natural stress reliever. When you engage in physical activity, your body reduces the levels of stress hormones like cortisol while increasing the production of neurotransmitters that promote relaxation. Lowering stress can help prevent feelings of overwhelm and fatigue, both of which can lead to laziness. By managing your stress through physical activity, you create a more positive mental state that encourages action rather than inaction. Establishing a consistent exercise routine can also foster a sense of discipline and accomplishment. Setting and achieving fitness goals, whether it's running a certain distance, lifting a specific weight, or completing a challenging class, reinforces the habit of taking action. This discipline often spills over into other areas of your life, making it easier to tackle work projects or personal goals with the same vigor you apply to your fitness journey. Finally, consider incorporating movement into your breaks during the workday. Instead of scrolling through your phone or sitting idly during a break, take a brisk walk or do a few stretches. These short bursts of activity can re-energize you and improve your focus when you return to your tasks. This approach not only combats laziness, but also enhances productivity by allowing your brain to rest and reset. By prioritizing physical activity, you cultivate an energetic and positive mindset that actively combats laziness. The more you move, the more motivated you become, and as you establish a routine of staying active, you'll find it easier to approach tasks with enthusiasm and commitment.